Hello everyone and welcome to a game here on Antigua Shipyard, and this one I did in fact double check. STC just played this player on the ladder, so it is going to be a little bit of good luck, have fun. Let's see if the strategies will be the same. Now, I know a lot of players or a lot of viewers out there watch my Warcraft 3 games and also my StarCraft 2 games. And one of the general complaints have been StarCraft 2 is just a game of macro where you build up a very large army and then try to attack and engage with these massive battles. And there's not much going on in the short game. That is the reason why I am really enjoying casting this like almost 9-game set now. Or I don't even know how many games it is, 9-game, 10-game set with the STC, seeing how the Korean ladder works. The Korean ladder has very fast-paced games and strategies that are not always command center first, and even if it is command center first or a fast expansion first, there's generally early aggression from the other player, so there's a lot of action early on, as opposed to both players just playing a game of Sim StarCraft, sitting back, building up a really large army, and then seeing if my wave will be able to crush your wave. Let's take a look at the strategies. We are seeing the red Protoss player here spawn at the 6 o'clock position as the red Protoss barcode man. STC spawning as the blue Terran player, and it looks like this time around he will be going for a fast expansion. There is no gas yet, and oh, no supply depot means that probe will be able to take a look inside, and this is huge. Unfortunate turn of events as the Protoss player was able to scout out faster, and it's little small things like this that can make a huge difference in the course of a game. That probe now perhaps going to try and slip away. And then what will we see from the Protoss player? Protoss player now actually setting up a Cybernetics core, and he is foregoing that early Zealot, so he's not going to be placing down any early pressure as an SCV is hiding over there. The probe trying to perhaps run away as a command center will be established. Now this is very good positioning for the Protoss. As he walks out, he is going to end up inside his opponent's base, very closely, or at least just down from this cliff here. Warp Prism proxy pylon play can warp up onto the high ground, so that is a definite possibility. Meanwhile, STC now needs to worry about defending his natural expansion and trying to maintain that economic lead. So far, Protoss is pretty much doing the same exact build as he did in the previous game, chrono boosting out that Stalker and that Warp Gate tech. But we now see a faster Nexus this time around, as both players opting to go for a faster Nexus and not go into that technology arms race. Triple barracks now being placed down. Still no refineries coming in from STC. STC may be going for that double refinery build in just a second here, as we are seeing a Stalker and a probe move on out. The bunker doesn't have much there as an SCV trying to finally do a bit of scouting. And will it be able to scout? It will, but he will not get very far as that Stalker is bringing up the rear. That probe now trying to get away. Stalker does get a shot off about every 7 to 10 seconds or so. And oh, because of the high ground, he was actually able to get in a little bit more distance, and he knows perhaps that his opponent has not spawned here. An SCV now making a move in the opposite direction. He knows for a fact that it is close spawns based upon the timing of that probe, but beyond that, doesn't know much of anything else. The SCV now is going to be able to slip in. Yes, it will gain sight of that Nexus just as it is warping in. And that Nexus indicates that this is going to turn into a little bit more of an economic game as opposed to an all-in attempt. Now, I guess one of the best things that we could have seen come out from the Protoss player is cancel that Nexus right as it was being completed, and then get those 300 some odd resources and warp in 3 additional Zealots to put pressure on that front door. That would be one of the biggest head fakes of all time, but no, that didn't happen. All right, Immortal now being trained, and this could turn into a 2-base 3-gate bunker bust as sentries are being added. Warp Gate tech also being added as well, and it's always important if you can get a lot of Immortals. Those Immortals are very effective, and we are seeing a fair amount of resources and chrono boost being utilized onto that robotics facility. Not quite sure why he chrono boosted out the immortal if he's not going to quickly. Nope, there's another immortal right behind it. So here we have 2 sentries and 1 immortal. If we have 3 immortals, those immortals can push out rather quickly and deal a lot of damage to this bunker placement here. The Marines without stim do not counter the immortals all too well, and also with the sentries and their force fields, they can prevent much of the necessary repairing that is needed. Now coming down over here, SCV is taking a look around, making sure that there are no proxy pylons anywhere. He is going to spot 2 Stalkers waiting for him on the low ground, and that may have him concerned. Alright, stim pack about to be completed. We do have reactor double training of Marines. Combat shield for some reason not being researched. That may come back to haunt him, as we now see 1 proxy pylon from the low ground has been destroyed. Alright, but here we go. That was a beautiful head fake as the Stalkers and the Immortals now making their way in here. 1 Marauder is going to get taken down. SCV is unable to repair, and a huge head fake by placing that pylon on the low ground. It forced the Marines to go to the high ground, and that is the problem there. All the SCVs now trying to group together. The sentries do not have enough for a Guardian shield, and this is one of those awkward moments, as we are going to see perhaps some damage being dealt. 1 Marine takes a little bit of a poke there. It looks as though this 1 orbital command may take a lot of damage. Are the units stim? It has been activated. SCVs now getting walled out again, as the Marines are now trying to engage. Immortals popping off units left and right, and STC losing a lot of numbers here. And I believe that is going to be game. 2 Immortals still alive, and there is the GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this short game here on Antigua Shipyard.